June 4th, today's finds. Today we hit a new spot along the river on a hill on some private property, and the landowner would not let us film anything out on his property, so I didn't get any field shots. Here's the finds. Found a lot of side notch points today. This one here is pretty decent. Good material. This one here, they didn't have to do much to it. As you can see, we have cortex on the ends, cortex on the tip, cortex on both sides. So that gives you an idea how big this rock was when he started on it. Here's a killer translucent point. Unfortunately, you can see the tip's got a ding on it, but I think that's part of the material there. It must have had some kind of core or rind on the outside that fell apart. You can read through this point, it's so translucent. I actually found a flake that matched that material. I'm not quite sure what it is. Here's the birds for the day. Here's a culvert. Pretty nice. Little Steiner point. Some awesome barbs on it. A little friley. Here's a Purdy's that was fire damaged. It's popped on both sides. We found a fire pit / trash pit that had a lot of pottery. Lots of turtle bones and fish bones, squirrel bones. For every piece of pottery you see, we probably left about 100 behind. I just grabbed a few different designs to let y'all check that out. There's no way you would have found a whole pot in a trash pit. I mean, there was just thousands of pieces. This is the only vertebrae I brought home. It's some kind of a fish vertebrae. It was in the trash pit, along with a bunch of broke points, lots of flakes. Here's some of the crude tools for the day. It's a weird little scraper. It's flat on one side. It's got a good edge on it, but look how they left the cortex on the middle of it. Here's the shells. This is a very unusually polished little stone. Almost looks like some kind of quartz. It's definitely broke on one end. Not quite sure what it could have been. A couple more polished stones there. Here's some of the miscellaneous broke points. Here's a little stunner. Or it could be the base of a drill. Not quite sure. Not much of it left here. Lots of palm wood again today. This is actually a big core piece. You can see the outside. That's the actual bark on the palm tree. Pretty wild looking. And this is what the inside looked like. Here's the camstones for the day. Here's a nice polished petrified wood hammerstone. You got to think this thing was probably square at some point. It's nearly round now. You don't find too many nutting stones that are made out of petrified wood, so this one's pretty cool. Here's one made out of sandstone. A couple of conglomerate type nutting stones. Now this is pretty nice. Brandy found this little fella. It's a little mini knife. Killer flaking on it. On these little knives, they always leave the cortex on them for some reason. Alright, I'll get back to y'all if I find something. Just going to show y'all these East Texas knives. They're all real similar, made out of petrified wood. They always leave the cortex on them. They're always thin. This one here has cortex all the way around it, up both sides. They just flake an edge on it. Here's one that's made out of palm wood. Same deal, cortex on it. And here's that little one Brandy found.